The legend of Atlantis has captivated the human imagination for centuries. This ancient civilization, said to have sunk beneath the waves, has been the subject of countless theories and speculations, but the question remains, could Atlantis really exist? Plato's dialogue serve as the cornerstone for the legend of Atlantis. In Timaeus, the story unfolds through a discourse involving Socrates, Critias, Timaeus, and Hermocrates. Critias recounts the tale originally shared with the Athenian statesman Solon by an Egyptian priest. The priest emphasized that ancient Egyptians' superior historical memory, likening the Greeks to children in comparison. Plato's vivid portrayal depicts Atlantis as a vast island beyond the Pillars of Hercules, larger than Asia Minor and Libya combined, marked by concentric rings of land and water. The Atlantean civilization, as described by Plato, was a formidable empire with influence stretching across parts of Europe and Africa, even subjugating regions of Libya and Egypt. Their central city, a testament to their grandeur, boasted majestic temples and palaces governed by descendants of the god Poseidon. However, in Critias, Plato speaks of a conflict where Athenians, despite being outnumbered, repelled the Atlantean forces. Over time, the Atlanteans' moral degradation led to their downfall. Divine wrath in the form of earthquakes and floods obliterated Atlantis, submerging it beneath the sea and falling behind an impassable mud barrier. The Minoan civilization, which thrived on the Greek islands of Crete and Thera, now known as Santorini, around 2500 to 1600 BC, has been proposed as a possible real-world counterpart to Plato's Atlantis. Named after the legendary King Minos, the Minoans are recognized as Europe's first great civilization. They showcased advanced infrastructure, including magnificent palaces, paved roads, and the pioneering use of a written language known as Linear A. However, their sudden and mysterious disappearance from historical records has fueled speculations linking them to the Atlantis legend. Historians suggest that a massive earthquake around 1600 BC activated a volcanic eruption on Thera. This eruption released enormous amounts of rock, ash, and gas, leading to tsunamis powerful enough to devastate the Minoan settlements across the region. The aftermath of this natural disaster might have weakened the Minoans, making them susceptible to invasions from the Greek mainland. This catastrophic event and its impact on a flourishing civilization could have been the inspiration behind Plato's tale of a powerful island nation that faced divine retribution and vanished. The Black Sea theory postulates that the legend of Atlantis might have been inspired by a real and significant historical event, the flooding of the Black Sea. Around 5600 BC, a dramatical geological event occurred when the Mediterranean Sea breached the Bosporus Strait. This breach caused the Mediterranean to pour into the then freshwater Black Sea, transforming it from a freshwater lake to a saltwater sea. The rapid influx of water inundated the surrounding coastal areas, submerging vast stretches of land and displacing civilizations that had settled along its shores. As these displaced populations migrated to new areas, they carried with them tales of a great flood. Over generations, these narratives could have evolved and intermingled with other local legends, eventually giving rise to various flood myths found in different cultures. The magnitude of this event and its profound impact on ancient societies might have been the foundation for Plato's account of a powerful civilization that faced divine wrath and was submerged overnight. In the late 19th century, the idea that Atlantis was not just a legend but an actual historical place gained traction, largely due to the work of Ignatius Donnelly. In his 1882 book, Atlantis, the Antediluvian World, Donnelly posited that the achievements of ancient civilizations such as language and agriculture were not independently developed but were handed down by a prior advanced civilization, Atlantis. He theorized that the Atlantic Ocean was only a few hundred feet deep and that the continent had existed there, which was flooded by shifting ocean waters. This continent, according to Donnelly, was located precisely where Plato claimed it was, in the Atlantic Ocean, just outside the Pillars of Hercules, the entrance to the Straits of Gibraltar. While Donnelly's theory was popular in its time, advancements in oceanography and the understanding of plate tectonics have since challenged his claims. However, some still find this theory appealing, primarily because it aligns with Plato's description of Atlantis' location. The Bermuda Triangle, a region of the Atlantic Ocean bounded by Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, has been long associated with unexplained disappearances of ships and aircrafts. This enigmatic area became intertwined with the legend of Atlantis primarily through the writings of Charles Berlitz. Berlitz was also an author of several books on paranormal phenomena. In the 1970s, he proposed that Atlantis was a real continent located off the Bahamas and it had fallen victim to the mysteries of the Bermuda Triangle. Berlitz and supporters of this theory often point to underwater formations found off the coast of Bimini, which they argue resemble man-made structures like walls and streets. However, scientific evaluations of these formations have identified them as natural beach rock formations, challenging the notion of an Atlantean connection. Despite the skepticism, the allure of linking two of history's greatest mysteries, the lost city of Atlantis and the Bermuda Triangle, continues to captivate the imagination of many. The theory that Atlantis might be connected to Antarctica is rooted in the work of Charles Hapgood. In his 1958 book, Earth's Shifting Crust, which even featured a foreword by Albert Einstein, Hapgood introduced a radical idea. He proposed that around 12,000 years ago, the Earth's crust underwent a significant shift. This displacement moved a temperate region which was home to an advanced civilization to the location of present-day Antarctica. As a result, this once thriving civilization was suddenly thrust into a frigid environment, leading to its rapid decline. The remnants of this advanced society, according to Hapgood, now lie buried beneath layers of Antarctic ice. This theory suggests that the tales of a sunken Atlantis might actually be stories of a frozen one. However, as our understanding of plate tectonics developed, Hapgood's shifting crust idea faced significant scientific scrutiny and has been largely set aside in contemporary discussions about Atlantis. In an uncharted region of the Pacific Ocean, a team of researchers aboard the EV Nautilus research vessel made a startling discovery. While on an expedition aimed at exploring PMNM, a marine conservation area in the North Pacific outside of Hawaii, they stumbled upon unusual geological formation. This formation, characterized by 90-degree fractures, bore a striking resemblance to a paved road deep beneath the ocean's surface. The immediate reaction of the researchers was one of astonishment, with exclamations likening it to the Road of Atlantis. However, upon a closer examination, the road was identified as volcanic rock, likely fractured due to heating and cooling from nearby volcanic eruptions. This rock forms when lava cools rapidly upon contact with water or ice. The formation was located at the summit of the Nootka Seamount, an underwater mountain created by volcanic activity approximately 1,029 meters below the ocean surface. From a scientific standpoint, there's no concrete evidence to support the existence of Atlantis. Modern advances in oceanography, ocean floor mapping, and plate tectonics have not revealed any traces of a sunken civilization fitting Plato's description. The stories and theories, while intriguing, often lack empirical support. The Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution, a pioneer in oceanographic research, took a keen interest in the legend of Atlantis. In 1931, researchers from WHOI embarked on an expedition around the Azores with dual objectives: to delve deeper into the mysteries of the Gulf Stream and to search for potential evidence of the lost city of Atlantis. Using state-of-the-art deep-sea acoustic soundings and collecting samples from the seafloor, the team hoped to uncover ancient structures or artifacts that might hint at the existence of the fabled city. Despite their meticulous efforts, the expedition did not find conclusive evidence to support the existence of Atlantis in that region. Several decades later, in 1966, WHOI's focus shifted to the Mediterranean. Oceanographic engineer James Mavor, in collaboration with Greek scholars, explored the seabed near the island of Thera. Their findings were intriguing: remnants of a Minoan city that had faced devastation from an earthquake and a subsequent volcanic eruption. The nature of this destruction bore echoes of Plato's account of Atlantis' catastrophic end. While these discoveries added a new dimension to the Atlantis debate, they also sparked disputes and skepticism within the scientific community. The quest for Atlantis thus remains an ongoing journey, blending myth, history, and science. The field of archaeology has been grappling with the rise of pseudo-archaeological ideas, which often ignore the cultural context of ancient artifacts and use them to support predetermined notions rather than test hypotheses about the past. One such idea is the belief in advanced ancient civilizations like Atlantis. According to a survey by Chapman University in 2018, 57% of Americans believe that Atlantis or other advanced ancient civilizations existed, a rise from 40% in 2016. David Anderson, an archaeologist at Radford University in Virginia, expressed concern over these rising beliefs, attributing some of the spread to popular media like the TV show Ancient Aliens and internet conspiracy theories. Pseudo-archaeological claims often carry an underlying assumption. Ancient non-European societies were incapable of inventing sophisticated architecture, calendars, math, and sciences like astronomy on their own. Kenneth Feder, an archaeologist at Central Connecticut State University, points out that such beliefs are inherently racist. Many of these pseudo-archaeological ideas originated within mainstream archaeology, but were later twisted or taken out of context. For instance, early archaeologists in the 19th century North America attributed elaborate pre-Columbian burial mounds to a lost mound builder race, rather than recognizing the achievements of native populations. Recent claims suggest that the ruins of Atlantis might be on Spain's Atlantic coast. A UK-based group, Merlin Burrows, utilised satellite data and historical records to identify potential sites in Spain's Doñana National Park. Their findings, which align with Plato's descriptions, include potential ancient tower bases, ruins that could be the Temple of Poseidon, and evidence of a cataclysmic event. Samples from the site, believed to be ancient concrete, were dated between 10,000 and 12,000 years ago. However, the scientific community remains skeptical. This isn't the first claim linking Atlantis to southern Spain, with previous studies, including one by National Geographic, suggesting the same. The emphasis remains on the need for rigorous, peer-reviewed evidence to validate such claims. One intriguing piece of potential evidence is the Antikythera mechanism, an ancient device found in a shipwreck, often dubbed the world's first computer. Its advanced engineering, unmatched for over a millennium, has led some to speculate it could be an Atlantean relic. Additionally, the discovery of auriculum ingots, a metal described by Plato in a 6th century BC shipwreck off Sicily, has added to the debate. Using all this research and AI, here is what Atlantis would really look like. And if a submerged Atlantis does exist, this is what we'd find. The allure of Atlantis lies in its mystery. Whether a product of Plato's imagination, a reflection of ancient records, or a lost civilization waiting to be discovered, Atlantis remains one of history's most intriguing enigmas. As our understanding of the world evolves, so too will our perspective on this ancient legend. Could Atlantis really exist?